First thing that comes to my mind is my beach shower experience. I'm in my mid-80s and plunge into the surf every day and finish off with a beach shower. A beautiful young woman in the shower beside me, wearing only a string, deliberately bends over in front of me at arm's length, exposing all of her assets for such a long time for the world to see. What was she thinking? I know what I was thinking. I was tempted to give her a sharp slap on her assets, but I controlled myself. Did she provoke me to give her a bump in this very public place? As far as I was concerned, she stepped right over the line, pushing the envelope. Absolutely no shame, provoking me to lust. She was sexually harassing me. Young men and schoolboys would be greatly affected, but I am way past my prime. If I had said something to her or corrected her moral compass to change her course, I would be up for sexual harassment and spend the rest of my precious days of peace on earth with my sweet darling wife in the courts of the land. Don't these women have any conscience or moral compass at all? My wife is 84 and has suffered brain cancer for almost 4 years and has been through Death Valley and should have passed years ago. I asked her why she is hanging on so tenaciously, and she said, "I can't let you go to the beach by yourself. There's too many girls just wearing a string." I replied jokingly, "Well, I looked very closely and I never saw any string," which is true. With the string safely secreted in the butt crack, the butt is left totally exposed and is only held in place by a tiny piece of cloth as the waistband. At a cost of $80, the women get sucked in buying this ridiculously expensive, you can't call it article of clothing, sling, slong, whatever men are supposed to go around like zombies and not notice anything. And many are zombies, having been affected by porn. You can't blame women going to extremes, trying to get attention and trying to compete with the screen porn. They become walking porn in an effort to get attention or hold their partner's attention. It wears off after a while and they look for something more extreme. Men can't say anything because of all the sex movements like Me Too and Britney's Choice, so they tolerate the provocation. But like the man said, it's uncomfortable because you have to pretend that it's normal and acceptable, and you don't notice it when it's exactly the antithesis. The first Brazilian that I saw was at Bondi Beach about 10 years ago. There was only one then, but now there's a plague. Then shops sprang up everywhere where you could get a Brazilian haircut, prune the pubic hairs right back to the vagina, save on material in the front. You wouldn't want pubic hairs showing, would you? When women or girls first do it, their conscience is seared with a hot iron and they are full of guilt. But when they get away with it, with no apparent consequences, they are emboldened and become more brazen than ever before. We are the dinosaurs, and the younger generation don't see anything wrong with it and say that they are free to do anything or wear anything if they so choose. Families and nations have been destroyed with this kind of moral decay. Make no mistake, it's all been done before. Have a look back at all the nations that have gone into the dust. They engage in this kind of behaviour. Lust, lasciviousness, fornication, adultery, and so many lascivious behaviours. Modesty is next to morality. Without morals, a nation goes into bondage of sin and death and destruction. Wickedness never was happiness. We can choose liberty and eternal life or captivity and death. My wife and I enjoy such great joy, love, peace and happiness in our just us bubble. But we can easily see the downhill slide our nation is on with the decline in morals. Choose ye this day whom you will serve. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Be prepared. that time is short.